Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to go over another operator mastery, and this time we're going to go over the FBI agent Ash. So if you guys aren't aware of how this channel works with our operator guides, then I will give you a short rundown here. First, we're going to look at the trailer for the operator, just because most people never even watch the trailers, which is pretty surprising, but I like to watch those. Even sometimes I haven't watched some of them that I do. Then we go over the weapons, we go over the pros, cons of the operator, and then especially how to use the operator in more advanced gameplays. While this operator guide is mostly for beginners, everyone should be able to take something from it, hopefully, and if not, then I definitely have failed the video, but hopefully you will learn something regardless. With that out of the way, we're going to get into the trailer, but before that, remember guys to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I would really appreciate it.
When I was little, my Savta taught me that silence was a woman's best garment. But I have to admit, I never really took her advice to heart.
So with the operator trailer out of the way, let's get into the utility of Ash and what it is. So she has a breaching round that basically can break anything that is a soft breach. From a utility point of view, Ash is basically Zofia in a sense, but she's just faster and way more built for rushing, while Zofia has the stuns and such. So that's the advantage of Ash over Zofia. But her breaching, it's also easier to hit the target than Zofia's. It's only one little dart and it goes wherever you shoot it. So it allows for long distance. Now into the weapons, we have the R4C, which is the more powerful one out of the bunch, but we also have the G36C, which I would say is more accurate. While they both are very good weapons, it really depends on what you want now, because the R4C does not have an ACOG anymore, so the G36C is the only option if you want an ACOG sight on Ash. But you do give up the power of the R4C. It's really whatever you prefer with this gun. Usually it's one gun is very superior to the other, but in this case, the R4C and G36C are both really good guns. But going down to secondaries, we have the M45 and the 5.7 USG. Both these are good pistols, they just shoot differently. It's really just a preference thing once again. I like the USGs whenever it comes down to it. And finally, for her gadgets, we have the breaching charge and the stun grenade. So with that, I'm gonna go over my preferred loadout with Ash. So as we've noted, I like the R4C and the G36C, so I'll give a loadout for both of them. For the R4C, I would use a compensator, vertical grip, and a hollow or a reflex, whatever you prefer, but holograph is what I prefer for sure. And the G36, it allows you to actually have a angled grip, so you scope in faster. That's another advantage of the G36. So I would go with, once again, the compensator or flash hider, and then have the angled grip, and then the ACOG sight, assuming I'm using the G36. But for the secondary, I'm using a 5.7 USG with muzzle brake and no grip or no scope, as you can't. And the gadget, a stun grenade, as this is a entry fragger, as we'll get into when we get to the playstyle, but you're going to want a stun, not a breaching charge. So I would choose a stun over that any day. So as I've said with the playstyle of Ash, you're definitely going to want to be a entry fragger with good gun skill to use Ash. Ash is very gun dominant. You're going to need to get kills if you're playing Ash. The utility really doesn't help the team that much. You can do some things like create lines of sight for your team or go under them and destroy bandits, mirrors, whatever, but for the most part, you'd rather be Buck or even Zofia if you were going to do that. So most part, this is a entry fragger. You're definitely rushing if you're using Ash. Don't play slow. Ash is a 3-speed. Her hitbox has been called small by the entire community for the past 5 years as the whole game has been out, but they haven't changed anything with her, so that's how they want her to be. They want to be a rushing operator with a good gun and just good for highly gun skilled players. But you don't need to have the best gun skill in the world to play Ash, as her gun will make up for anything that you lack, of course. So that's who should be playing Ash, anyone really, but she basically can do a lot here. So she can destroy castles too, maestro camps, she can destroy traps. So if you just shoot that, you can get barbed wire, shields, traps, whatever it is, it'll be able to get it, which is awesome to have, and a operator for sure. So back to the playstyle, entry fragging. If no one knows what that is, or if someone does not know what that is basically the person hunting down roamers and rushing site sometimes. Obviously you don't need to rush site, that's obviously very ballsy, as you might just die and put your team at a real disadvantage. But if you get good at it, getting that first blood every time, even if it's a trade, it really shrinks the round down, makes it a lot easier, clears the roamers out, can do a lot for you. Entry fraggers are usually the first person to hit the objective, so whenever you think about it, they are the first person to see the anchors. They got to make good call outs. They really just have to have good team skills. Unfortunately, Ash users usually just push in and die and don't call out anything or do anything, and they sometimes get kills, sometimes don't. But that's where the real predicament comes in, is when people are Ash mains and don't actually play the role correctly and just try to get kills. Obviously that's an important part of playing Ash, but you're gonna want to be a team player while you're doing it, because Ash is a really good operator, and it can be even better if you play with your team. At the end of the day, Ash mains or Ash players, anytime you play Ash, you should be really looking for a few things when making that decision to hit Ash. So first of all, are all of your support players taken already? So if there's not a thermite and it's on a site that needs a thermite and you know it's going to be that site, pick thermite over Ash just to be a good team player, as this game's a team game and your kills really don't matter at the end of the day as long as you get a win. As usually, I mean, that is for competitive at least. I mean, casual, of course, you want to get kills and stuff, so it doesn't matter as much, but this is directed towards people that are more competitive with the game and not just playing around and having fun. To unleash Ash's full potential, though, you're going to need fast reflexes, you're going to need pretty good aim, and you're going to have decent movement. So while it's an easy operator and master, you still need the basics of the game, and you also need to know map knowledge if you're trying to use the charges and rush in. She can be effective if you're a new player, even if you don't have that much skill, but for a competitive standpoint, you're going to want to have the best skilled player, the best movement player, the best aim player playing Ash, getting your entry frags, and that's really the end of the story with Ash. So now we're going to do our terrorist hunt test, basically running through right when the garage door opens. We're going to start a timer there and see how fast we can run through the map with this operator. I'm going to start doing this with all the offensive operators on terrorist hunts, so we're going to compare the times. I'm going to start that in normal mode, by the way. I want everyone to start up a terrorist hunt here with Ash right when the garage door breaks. We're going to come from the river entrance, so we're going to break the garage door. Once that garage door breaks, your timer starts there. So once you're done, write your time down below. Write T hunt time and then 130, 140, whatever it is, and we're gonna all compare times there. And right now, here's my attempt at it right now. I'll start the timer now. So guys, remember to post your times down below. Participate in this, it should be fun. See how fast you are compared to everyone else. Normal mode, terrorist hunt, and post it down in the comments by saying T hunt, then your time. Hopefully you guys learned something today about how to play Ash, or at least learned how fast you are compared to everyone else at T hunts. So hopefully this video helped you, and if it did, hit subscribe, hit the like, comment down below what you thought about it. Also comment your time, of course, and I'll see you in the next one.